House centipede. Let's start with the one you've probably encountered, the house centipede. These guys are small, usually between 1 and 1.5 inches, and they're covered in these long, spindly legs that make them look way more alien than they actually are. What it is: a nocturnal arthropod that's been living alongside humans for thousands of years. They're found on every continent except Antarctica. How it works: house centipedes are actually beneficial. They hunt insects and spiders in your home, cockroaches, silverfish, moths. They're basically nature's pest control, and they move with incredible speed thanks to those long legs, which give them leverage and balance. The memorable fact: house centipedes can live up to 3 years, which is surprisingly long for such a small creature. Also, they're one of the fastest arthropods relative to their body size. Imagine if you could run as fast as they do proportionally. The takeaway: if you see one in your bathroom, resist the urge to squish it. It's on your side. Amazonian giant centipede. Now let's jump to the other end of the spectrum. The Amazonian giant centipede is the stuff of nightmares, and I mean that literally. What it is: the largest centipede species in the world, reaching lengths of up to 12 inches, sometimes longer. They're found across South America, particularly in the Amazon and Caribbean regions. How it hunts. This is where it gets intense. These centipedes are apex predators. They have venomous fangs that can deliver a seriously painful bite, and they hunt big prey: lizards, frogs, small birds, even small mammals. They're ambush predators, hiding in leaf litter and striking with lightning speed. The memorable fact: there's documented footage of Amazonian giant centipedes hunting bats. They climb cave walls and snatch them mid-flight. The venom is potent enough to cause severe pain in humans, though deaths are extremely rare. The takeaway: if you're ever in the Amazon and you see one of these, give it space. They're not aggressive unless threatened, but they're absolutely capable of defending themselves. Garden centipede. Back to something more relatable: the garden centipede. This is one of the most common species in Europe and North America, and it's probably in your backyard right now. What it is: a medium-sized centipede, usually between 1/2 inch and 1 inch long, with a reddish-brown body. They're found in soil, under rocks, and in leaf litter. How it lives. Garden centipedes are soil dwellers. They hunt small invertebrates, springtails, mites, small worms, and they're incredibly important for soil health. They're also one of the few centipede species that show parental care. Females guard their eggs. The memorable fact: garden centipedes have been around for over 300 million years in relatively unchanged form. They're living fossils, and their body structure is so efficient that evolution hasn't felt the need to redesign them. The takeaway: these are the centipedes that keep your garden ecosystem balanced. They're small, harmless to humans, and they're working 24/7 in the soil. Desert centipede. Let's talk about survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The desert centipede is built for extreme conditions. What it is: a medium to large centipede found in the southwestern United States and Mexico, usually between 4 and 6 inches long. They're yellowish or tan, which helps them blend into desert soil. How it survives. Desert centipedes are nocturnal hunters that burrow deep into the ground to escape the heat. They hunt scorpions, spiders, and insects, and they're one of the few predators that can take down a scorpion without getting stung. The memorable fact: desert centipedes can go weeks without food or water by entering a state of reduced metabolism. Their venom is specifically adapted to neutralize scorpion venom, making them one of the few animals that can prey on scorpions without risk. The takeaway: these centipedes are masters of adaptation. In an environment where water is scarce and temperatures are extreme, they've evolved to be efficient hunters and survivors. Freshwater centipede. Here's something most people don't know. There are centipedes that live in water. The freshwater centipede is one of the rarest and most mysterious species on this list. What it is: a small aquatic centipede found in freshwater streams and springs. It's one of only a handful of centipede species that have adapted to aquatic life. Peruvian centipede. The Peruvian centipede is a real heavyweight, and it's got a reputation to match. What it is? A large centipede found in South America, particularly Peru and surrounding regions, reaching lengths of 8 to 10 inches. They're greenish or dark brown, which gives them excellent camouflage in rainforest environments. How it hunts. Peruvian centipedes are aggressive hunters with potent venom. They prey on large insects, spiders, small reptiles, and small mammals. They're known for being particularly defensive and will bite if provoked. The memorable fact: the Peruvian centipede's venom contains neurotoxins that work incredibly fast. A bite can cause severe pain, swelling, and in rare cases, systemic effects. There are documented cases of people being hospitalized after bites. The takeaway: this is one of the centipedes you genuinely want to avoid. They're not interested in humans, but they will defend themselves aggressively if threatened. Soil centipede. Now we're looking at one of the smallest and most abundant centipedes on Earth, the soil centipede. What it is? A tiny centipede, usually less than half an inch long, with a very long, slender body. It's found worldwide in soil and leaf litter, and it's probably the most numerous centipede species by population. How it lives. Soil centipedes are detritivores and predators. They hunt tiny invertebrates and also feed on decaying organic matter. They're so small and abundant that they're a crucial part of soil food webs. They're food for larger predators and help break down organic material. The memorable fact: soil centipedes have between 27 and 191 leg pairs depending on the species, making them incredibly variable. Some individuals can have dramatically different leg counts even within the same species. The takeaway: these tiny creatures are doing massive work. By sheer numbers, soil centipedes process more biomass than any other centipede species.